Well, thank you. All right, I'm glad you liked it. Oh, that's good for. All right, okay. Glad I didn't. Hey, Lucky Larry, sorry I missed you. Had to run in and get some coffee, and I didn't put on my makeup. How's it going, Larry? Right on. I'm just messing around here. I'm getting repacked. As you can see, actually got tables out. Looks like a garage sale, but I'm actually just gonna. Finally, I got things dried out from up north because I didn't have the bike, but I had all the gear. I had the tent and everything. Living in my tent for 2 months, so trying to get everything organized again and hanging out, have a little coffee. Welcome, Lucky Larry, and whoever else just popped in. And I just got here. Sorry I'm late, but just having a little of my coffee and putting all this stuff back from the trip up to Bellingham. Got some cloudy weather. Check it out. Thunder and lightning going on here. So, yeah, check this out. Give you a little spin around here. The neighborhood. It's like Leave It to Beaverville here in the Southlands. Although it's pretty quiet actually. But yeah, just at any minute could downpour. So if that happens, I'll be moving. But I really should probably get some of this stuff put away before it really gets rainy. Yeah, I wonder what it's doing to you up there where you are. Are you let's see. Trying to read here. Pretty good. Rain for the next 4 days. Yeah. Need it bad. You need it bad? Oh, the fires up there. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, basically. Yes, Larry, kind of. Sort of a sitting situation, but really great. It's going really good. I've been riding over. So this was sort of a relocation thing. I've stayed here a whole bunch. It's a long story, but yeah, I did a sort of a swing around to from where I had a bunch of stuff. Not a bunch. I mean, look at I don't have much. Everything except for some clothes I own is pretty much on these two tables, except for some boxes, a couple of boxes of personal things. But I don't even have a storage unit with shit in it anymore. It's pretty. I was gonna say it's pretty sad, but it's actually pretty liberating. So that's. But as I'm talking here, I'm gonna be packing some bags. Are you? So while I got you on here, Larry, are you still in Bend? Yeah, I like that rain out there too, man. Yep. Cool. Less town trips. Yeah. Yeah, if you're not by a creek or something, for sure. There's some, I mean, obviously you've probably run into these agriculture bore wells, and I actually have friends who have them on their properties, but those are good to run into sometimes. Last one I ran into had fish living in it, or polywogs and stuff. Had something living in it. But, that goes. If there's nothing living in it, then it's not worth drinking. Still in Bend. What's the weather like there? You say it's rainy, but is it cold yet? I have a friend that lives in Bend. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. Carpenter buddy. So yeah. I didn't see you watching. There you are, man. Always with a good comment. Have I had any weird dreams lately? 70s and 60s, not bad. Well, you know what? I didn't see you watching. Have you? Not really. I mean, I've had so many in my lifetime, and so many strange experiences anyway that if I did, I don't have any that I'm remembering lately. I'm sure I did though. Thanks for asking. How about you? I had a lot of strange dreams when I quit drinking. Right after I quit drinking, and that went on for a while, and then it went away. And I don't drink anymore, uh, but I like to be around people that drink sometimes. It's kind of fun. I was just up in the Northwest with some, how do I call it, some real hardy, uh, I don't know, man, people that hardy drinkers. But that wasn't really that much fun for me. Yeah, haven't had too many dreams though lately. I heard something kind of funny. Check this out, and you've heard this, I'm sure. There was a hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for all of you guys that are watching tonight. And I'm a little off track. I'm repacking, doing some things. And if you watched my little short bike rides, I will apologize. Pretty crappy footage. I'm using a phone that's shitty phone that I still have from Colombia. I mean, I'm honestly using the phone from Colombia that I had to buy after losing two iPhones, one from getting beat up and robbed, and then the other one I ruined. And so I go through a lot of phones, and then I've been using this stupid Android for a little bit. I'm hoping to get a new camera that when I'm out riding soon. And that's why I don't film more of my riding, because there's really nothing to film with. So pretty soon that'll be happening. One way or the other, I'll have something soon. And I've actually put out some letters, and I've got some offers for some discounts. But, I'm looking for a free camera. Free. Because, I really could spend a lot of time doing other things and money. But no, I'll probably have to spend a couple bucks. So the bike that I was going to get, and I will eventually here, I put that on hold because I'm really happy with my bike. I was riding my bike on a day before I left to the Northwest, and I was up, and I was just out, and I was thinking, man, this bike it's just formed to me. And if you ride a bicycle, you know that feeling, I'm sure. And man, it looks like it's going to rain. And I've had other bikes like my Jameis down in Colombia that's still there. I feel that way on the road, on the pavement with that bicycle. But this bike is just a really great bike. I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes here. And I don't usually normally, here's an oxymoron for you. Yeah, they're really getting me. I almost always never do this. Or I almost never, or I, you know what I'm saying. I don't use this stuff. But right now, my ankles are getting freaking just beaten up. I'm gonna throw. Why do they like your ankles so much? I think it's just because you don't have any fat around there. They can get to your veins. I think that's the deal. So, what a pain in the ass. I lived in Alaska for many years. Some of you know that if you've been following me. And I have been eaten alive. 40 years in Alaska. I counted it up. I didn't spend 40 winters. I spent about 22 winters overall doing projects, then leaving, and but always just to make money. I don't like winter. And that's the other thing. I mean, I like the winter. It's okay. It's kind of beautiful to see. And I'm a climber. I still get into it when I'm having to be on an expedition climbing, and I really got to get my mindset into the mountains. Then that's a whole different thing. But as far as living in the cold again, and hauling my own water, which I would haul my own water, but not in Alaska anymore. I was hauling from a spring, and it was not frozen, but it was just a pain in the ass. The water was We'd haul in 5-gallon buckets, like Home Depot buckets, and it was a 10-minute drive, and the water would be frozen by the time we got home. But we keep it in an Arctic entry, like an entryway that was heated. So, yeah, they were all thawed out. A lot of people coming and going right here watching me. Introduce yourself if you have any questions. Looks like most people are going. I mean, it's not really exciting. Look, I mean, just sitting here. Hey, how you doing? Come on in. That's the other thing is I think I've said this a million times. It's just like looking in little shops or restaurants, and you look in and I'm not interested in that one, and just go to the next one. Open that door. That's YouTube for you. And thanks for the thumbs up, man. And if you're new here, I am in very southern California, real far down. You can't really get much further down, and then you're in a whole different world. And I'm here just repacking stuff, getting back from the Northwest, and I'll be going down and back and down, and then I might be going to Hawaii. I just got invited to Hawaii, but I'll be leaving the bike in places on this next kind of big, huge leg that I do over the winter. I'll be leaving the bike, and then I'll fly back or I'll fly off. I got some weddings and some formalities to go do. Boy, I don't really like formalities. I mean, really, technically, Tectonic doesn't do formalities, but if it's for family and maybe a friend, I can't even think of a friend right now that I would do any formalities for. Maybe a couple, maybe all right, maybe one, but yeah, no formalities. If you can avoid formalities, I mean real ones, and take care of everything. How do I want to say gracefully without having to get into formalities? Because there's some you got to do. You got to do. It's not like you're a monk. You can just take off and be informal all the time. You got to live in the whole thing. But I've just narrowed down my formalities. Near freezing at night. Yeah, it's getting cold, huh? Yeah, and I think that's going to happen everywhere. That's one of the reasons that I just go further and further south the older I get. And that's just kind of a given. Hey, I'll be right back. There's nobody there. That'd be funny though. Hey, that's my mom. Hey, little buddy. Hey, man, my huge apologies. So, two things happened. Getting eaten by mosquitoes, and I had to bail and get some socks, and also a package came. Over to the mountains to the east. No trailer for me, man. If you're still there. No, I have tried it, but not touring long enough. I just I messed around with it. I loaded it up with stuff, and then I have friends that have done it, and I've ran into lots of people, a ton of people touring with a trailer. As a matter of fact, one of my most interesting experiences ever touring out in the middle, near Bend, actually, believe it or not making this up, was with a guy with a trailer, and it was on 97 before Bend, and I'm not sure if it would be considered 97 right there, but yeah, I think it is. In Culver, a place called Culver, K-O-A. Culver's north of Bend, and it's not 395. It's but I was on 97, I believe, right there. It's when I was coming from Mount Hood, so I came from Mount Hood across the Deschutes, Warm Springs, down into Warm Springs Canyon, up over to Culver, then down to Bend. And actually, I will say, out of all my riding, that was one of the hardest days ever. I started from government camp, which was all downhill, no problem, down into Warm Springs. But I had to climb out of that canyon and then keep going on. I was trying to get to Bend. I couldn't make it. I had 70 pounds of crap on the bike. And it was like a hot day. And I went down in that 1,500 feet down in that canyon, past that casino, and then up the other side. I didn't have a GPS. I didn't have a internet on my phone. It was just a flip phone. So I really didn't. There was nowhere to stay out there. It was all farmland and everything. And so I had called my folks and I said, "Hey, man," because they could get online, And I said, "This is where I am, and I'm tired. I don't know if I'm going to make it anywhere. I got to climb out of this canyon, and it's all farmland. Do you see any campgrounds?" And they said, "Yeah, there's a KOA. You got to go another 60 miles. Not 60. I had to go another 30 miles or something." And I made it barely. That was a 78-mile day, but with a full load, down 1,500 feet into a canyon, easy, right? No problem. Back out of that thing in the heat, and then across the flat, hot, high desert, pretty much. And I mean, I've done longer days, mileage-wise, but just for some reason that day was one of the hardest. Sometimes I say, "Oh, that's the hardest day," and I got to go, "Wait a minute, I've had a lot of hard days." They all kind of get mixed up after a while, and then I go, "Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that one." So I'm gonna pack. Let's see, how can I get a better view here? Hey, I'll probably just do this today while I'm packing here. Let's go. I'll keep talking and checking the messages, and if I just sit there, it'll get dark and all this stuff won't get packed. And so I'll just keep packing stuff. I'm just starting here on the table. And if some of you guys might not give a crap about any of this, anyway, hey, grab your favorite beverage. I'm just having some coffee, but I don't care what you have whatever you want, and obviously. military. Hey, check it out. Let me give you a little view of what's going on. It's a big old military. So that's just kind of like two tables I have set up like a garage sale, right? But just helps me get organized. So tonight I'm just trying to put away like central command here. That's all my electronics. The toolkit needs some TLC. Look at that. And just trying to get things. Hey, I gotta say, if you guys pump, I like this. It's a pro bike tool with the foot. Definitely got to have a foot deal, whatever the hell you call it. This thing's the best pump I've ever had. Full, huge capacity, and you're not like trying to pump it. It's not one of those little tiny ones. And yeah, I don't care about just carrying it anywhere. It doesn't have to be mounted on my bike anywhere special. But it's a mess out here, so I'm just trying to get things organized. Some of this stuff, I have like a lot of little straps and shit that I don't need. Trying to taper off on the straps, and I cut down on every trip. I just cut down a little more and a little more. So I need to do what are the new things I need? Hey, that's the other thing. I'm looking for anybody making anything out there, making any clothes or bags, tents. Probably not tents, but if you know of or you're making something, wool hat, socks, hey, Lucky Larry, you know what I'm talking about, or any of you guys, I would love to try it out and put it on here. I get a lot of views. I'm not like real big, huge, like big time, but for a 1,200 subscriber guy, I get a lot of views. I like 300,000 just as of yesterday in the last 6 months. So not too shabby, but I could expose some stuff, and also I will use the stuff. As you can see, I'm out like burning through 2 tents a year. Now that's just because, well, a lot of different reasons. Like this last one, I just burn holes in it, and it's a piece of shit tent anyway. So it's like, okay, that one I'm not going to use anymore. And then this other one that just I had this this last one. I kept smelling something, and I was like, what the hell is that? And it smelled like urine, and I don't piss in my tent. And so I was like, what is that smell? And I could never figure it out. And I'd leave all day. And there's some feral cats around that I would see so often. And I figured it out. They were pissing on my tent. So that tent, garbage. It's actually an okay tent. But I'm not going to use, I could wash it and everything, but it's already a little beat up, and I've only had it since May, So that's me, phones and tents. Just, I go through that stuff, and I'm careful, fairly careful with things. That's the thing, but I'm just in rough places all the time. And I'm constantly moving things in and out of bags. And it's just one of those things. Some stuff will last me forever, like stoves and things like that. I can beat the hell out of stoves. But yeah, looking for a new camera. And that's kind of, I've sent out some letters to some companies and approached some people. And whatever. We'll see what happens. But if you watch my live bicycle rides this morning and today, then you'll understand that Darin needs a new camera. And now I don't need it, but it would be useful, because people will say to me on here, oh, I know people, YouTubers, 1 million followers, only use their phone. And that's cool. I wish I could do that. I could probably do that, but I don't think I'd get 1 million followers anyway. The thing is I would definitely trash anything I have. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. So we got Central Command. Let's get you a little closer here. I wish I could set you up a little higher. See what we got going here. What's that noise? There's all sorts of weird noises around here. Okay, some of this stuff I'm gonna put in the trunk bag. Hey, welcome to the swap meet. It's not really what's going on here, but that's what it looks like. I did the table just so y'all could see what's going on here. A little coffee, that's the most important thing. And there's other important things too that aren't sitting on the table here. But at this point in time, I'm going over Central Command, and Central Command is my electronics and all my chargers and all that kind of stuff. And if you've been with me or been on this channel before, you'll know that I will usually use Central Command as like a base camp. It's not. Is that better? I'm not hauling this stuff up every trail or every little side detour. Now, I'm not really a trail rider so much, like bikepacking and just riding up wild trails. I'm usually on gravel roads, U.S. Forest Service roads, or sometimes kind of a trail or a track. In South America, it's just all roads and kind of crummy paved to dirt, gravel, everything. But anyway, so I will use this as base camp, and let's see. That's why I need a new camera, right? Like, there we go. There, that's a little better. I did graduate and got the. That's a big deal. So the camera now, right? One thing at a time, because I never was a YouTuber, and here's some freaking mosquitoes, and let's put some poison on us. Poison, times for some poison. Anyway, it's all right. I'm breathing it here anyway. I'm in Southern California. So, all right, we got some poison on. It's been a long day. I keep forgetting what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, that's where I'm going with this Central Command. I'll take little bits. I'll take like one cord, and I won't take the whole bunch with me. But this is when I'm really traveling hard, and I'm going to burn through cords. Now, here's something I want to say is if any of y'all are going to, that's kind of new for Tectonic. Any of y'all going down to South America, Mexico, anywhere in South America. If you're an electrician, you'll get this, and maybe you can help me out in the comments. But I burn through so many electronics down there. I'm afraid to plug in my computer when I go to Colombia, especially. I burn up one laptop, an HP, just by plugging it in. And I've burned up cords, and their electrical is just jacked up. Nothing is grounded. And so you got to be really careful. So what I will do is I will charge up my power banks and use those, to charge up my electronics rather than plug in my electronics right to the wall. Now, the only problem with that is you got to have a good charger for like this laptop that I'm filming right now. That takes a good power bank. But, that's kind of, if I'm doing editing and I got to do that kind of stuff, I will have one of those. And I've got 4, which is ridiculous. But again, I'm not taking all this stuff with me on every part of the trip. I'm just taking it base camp, right? Usually I'm either at a tent, a village, set up my own little base camp for all my editing in the tent, or in a room, hopefully. But just kind of depends on where I am. If I'm working on a project, if I'm building something, then this kind of just stays in here like you've seen in a couple of my recent videos. Central Command. Anyway, editing stuff. And I mean, it's ridiculous. you'll laugh at me. If you're a bike packer and you're fast and light, that's how I was always fast and light as a climber. I was an alpine guide, mountaineering. That was my life in Alaska, fast and light, or big and heavy, long expeditions. But now it's sort of like, okay, I take all the stuff, I'll get the base camp rolled in, and then I'll take off with my front bags to wherever I want to go. If I'm leading a trip, then I'm carrying all the stuff. And a lot of times we have stuff shuttled to, wherever we're going, but not everything, because it's different in South America. I'll have some things shuttled 2 days beyond, and I'll never see the driver or anything again. He's gone doing something else. It's not like here in America where you got the driver who's, driving and pouring champagne and stuff. It's just somebody I hired to go drive the shit down the road, and then we're going to ride fully loaded bikes to the next place. So anyway, that's how that goes. So let's get, it's going to get dark, so I better finish this little segment here. All right, so I've got the cords. I got the power. Oh, here comes the rain. But check it out. I don't think it's going to rain much, but I better get you guys out. So, wow, what a view, huh? Let's see. Okay, I got to move my stuff. It's probably going to stop in a minute. So what I'll do is expedite my packing along here. Watch a Tectonic frenzy packing. Can't really see it very well though. I'm probably just going to sit right. If you don't mind, just give me a minute here. I'm going to roll some stuff out of the rain. See, it already stopped bitching. So you guys just bear with me while I throw some stuff in the bags. I think what I'll do is put you all, this is out of the rain. Put this over the keyboard here. All right. It's stopping. Right on. Hey, if you just got here, it's raining on me, so I'm just throwing some stuff in bags real quick. And I usually have it, like, that's the great thing about Central Command is everything's in here, that's the stuff I really don't want to get wet. Everything else I can dry out pretty fast. So I just zip up Central Command. I'd like to go through everything. Actually, I can right now. Cool towel. I'll go over all that, all the hot weather stuff that I have over here just a bit. These are the, so someone was asking me, what do I do in the hot weather? You know, and it's just shade to shade. There's no answer, right? Lucky Larry, probably in the hot weather a lot. It's like tree to tree sometimes. You see the next tree, pedal to the next one. Keep yourself cool. I wear these things on my arms. I just really can't wear a long sleeve shirt in the summer. So I get a little, burn here maybe, but I can adjust them and I never really get too burnt. But I wear these and I've got some for my legs too, but that looks kind of weird. So I just end up wearing like light pants. And I think I just showed those in another video recently. So I've been doing that. We're going into cold season. So these, like right here, I'm getting ready to just have one pair of these out, And so I'll pick my favorite pair, and they're definitely not the white ones. I don't even know. I bought a pack, and they like a 4, and then they sent me a white pair, and I'm like, God, I'm just gonna trash the shit out of those white ones. What am I gonna do with white ones? I ended up using them for wiping up coffee, just for the hell of it, because I was like, well, they're not gonna be good on my arms, and then. But once they get brown enough, I figure once I clean them, use them for like cleaning stuff enough, and they get sort of the tinted color like these gray ones, then they'll be perfect for wearing on my arms. It's like wearing white socks, tube socks or something. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but it's raining right now, but it isn't too bad. I'm not going to complain, that's for sure. Should probably put this over here, though. So I keep the tent, sleeping bag, and the fly all in my trunk bag. So basically, it's the trunk bag is like that big, everything. It's kind of fluffy. I'll compress it a little bit, but I'll definitely use the trunk bag for that. So the trunk bag, and then some coats and other stuff in this back. For now, that stuff moves around, and if you tour, it's like it's not like set rule. I got to have this in one bag. Now that is for some people, but sometimes it ends up getting a little wobbly, and I got to balance the weight. If I'm hauling, if I'm doing a desert crossing somewhere dry, there's going to be no water for a day or two. Then I'm loaded up on water. Then the whole system changes. I got to move things around. I got to, make adjustments. So. And that keeps it interesting and builds your skills, your packing skills, Now, I don't take all of this stuff you see here. That's kind of why I'm here weeding it out. And I apologize, I can't have you closer. It's just that it's raining. And I don't know, man. Is it really raining, though? Is it really? Is it really raining? Let's just see here. Well, it's getting dark. We know that much. Here, let's do it like this now. I think we're good. There we go. Sorry, everybody, but this is kind of how it goes live with Tectonic Traveler tonight. Okay, headlamp. Boy, we're getting... Now it's drying up. Okay, cool. I think the best way to do this is just kind of down here. start here. All right, some people gave me these things. I don't even have the tags off of them yet, and I don't know. I'll probably keep one of them. And I don't really. What I do like is, if you've watched my channel before, I wear like a shirt, you know, and then my hat over the shirt. It's like a piece of shirt that I cut off, and then my helmet. So I got like 3 things going on. So I would use this. I might, even though the yellow's safe and all that, I might dye it a different color because I have this vest. You know, I don't really need to be. Do I really need that in that? I mean, these days, you need just as much as you can. A lot of lights going on. Maybe this, but I think this I'm going to dye a different color. You know, that's all right. Hopefully it is. And so for the warm weather stuff, you know, that's summer stuff. Getting ready to kind of put that behind, right? Stopped raining a little bit, so I'm gonna go into winter stuff. And I've got this thing. This kind of crosses over into my hiking, climbing stuff, apparel, whatever. My balaclava. That's a pile thing. And man, this in the morning coming down. Lucky Larry, man, you know, or anyone else who bicycles coming down those mountain passes, or just down some through the trees on a cold morning. Holy crap. And so, yeah, 2 pairs of gloves. I've got just my regular cool morning gloves when it's cold. And then I got my waterproof. And then I have other ones that I don't have. That's cycling stuff right there. That's not for climbing. And then I wear Chacos, 100% Chacos, nothing else. And I have these that are dry booties. They're not wetsuit booties. These are dry, so they keep your feet dry. And cooling towel, probably not. Yeah, that's the only thing about a cooling towel. It's like, man, gets dry. You know what? What the hell? And you got to really have it all rolled up and put it in one of those containers, I guess, huh? So we're gonna pack that. We're gonna pack that away for now. So this is the summer bag. It's yellow. Summer stuff, right? We got this. Let's get the, you know, see, I can't even really get it in here nicely. Whatever. And so that's like all the yellow shit too, because that's kind of, I'll use the vest, but it's yellow. Kind of know I'm going to go into the yellow bag or the yellow vest or something like that. Psychologically, I know. And so then 2 pairs of riding shorts. And I keep those right here in what I call the winter bag now, like going into winter, even though I'm going to go where it's warmer. I call this winter bag because I'm going to have a transition period. That's the booties and the and all that. Hey, my keyboard's getting nice and clean here. That won't hurt it. Just a little water. It's waterproof, isn't it? Isn't this waterproof? Jesus, it's not funny, is it? There we go. Let's cover that. Let's cover it with the balaclava there. Right on. Cool. Now, got an idea here. Lucky Larry. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. Rain stopped. And if you don't mind, hey, be back. My dog just took something off the. Oh, it just took off. Okay. I ride at night and charge during the day. Feel like, oh, I love that. Dude, you ride at night on the highway? Woo! I think about doing that sometimes for some reasons, but man, so many drunk people. But in the daytime, they're drunk too. Matter of fact, they're drunk 24/7. Saw a lady just wheeling down the road and chugging a bottle of vodka the other day. Just taking a quick one, you know, driving down the road. Yeah, you know, that bums me out. You built your batteries from Tesla cells. Badass. Right on. Dude, you're the real deal, man. Okay, talk to you in a minute when you come back. Hey, if anyone else is watching, I'm just going to keep packing. I do keep this is the strap bag. In case you need to strap anything on the bike or on anything at all. I use them for lots of stuff. And let's see here. So the strap bag actually ends up being something else lately since I've been traveling. And I've been putting this garbage in there, that poison stuff in there. Probably shouldn't, because if it gets on the straps, that's no good. But when I was flying, that's kind of what I did with that stuff. So until I figure out something better to do, I double bag it, and I stick it in the strap bag, which is kind of sort of waterproof. And then anyway, back to the winter bag. Balaclava's covering the keyboard, and winter bag is right here. So almost done with that. So just the dry socks for the chacos, the gloves, 2 pairs. This hat, I dig this hat. So I'm not a hat guy. I mean, I wear caps, but I'm not really a hat guy. But somebody gave me, hey, if you know anyone who makes anything, wants to put it on my channel, and I like it, and I'll wear it, and I'll put it on here. If you send it to me, and I can try it out. So look at that hat. Hats, socks, anything you want me to try, anything. I'm looking for something most people don't have, and that's a 360 camera. I want the new Insta 360. So I'm putting the word out there. I don't want a used one. I want them to give me one. What do you think? You think can I get them to do that, you think? Somebody. I wrote letters to 4 different companies for cameras. There's GoPro, and then there's Insta 360, and there's, everybody. But there's these new companies. There's a family company, and I wrote them. I can't even remember the name. I got a list of them. And I'm sure they're not watching me right now. And they won't know who I'm talking about. And so the first person that offers me a camera, I'm going to put it on here. If I like it and it works for me because I'm on the bike, doing it this way all the time, as you guys know, it takes, what do I need? 2 cameras? Now I don't think I do now. I need a new phone. Obviously, if you watched this morning, it's obvious that I need a new phone, right? This shirt is too small. Walmart special. Okay, so the winter bag's coming together, right? It's going to get cold. And for now, I mean, I've been telling you, I don't really like the cold. So I'm not going to have too much more than that. I'll have some underwear. I'll have a couple of shirts. I'll have these 2 pairs of riding shorts, padded, shorts. And stop and do laundry every couple days. That's kind of the plan. When I'm in Colombia or South America, it's pretty simple. You can do laundry anywhere, and people will do your laundry for you, and it's very cheap. Whereas in America, you got to go to a laundromat where there's a bunch of weird people hanging around, and it's always kind of epic. It's like going to a Greyhound bus. It isn't like that. If you've traveled before, you know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go into a couple more things for the cold weather. Now, when I'm traveling, I always carry at least a couple of nice things, for going out or whatever if I have to, because I'm out for a while. This is just kind of a casual hoodie, sweater that shouldn't be carrying because it's cotton. And then I have my coat, my real coat. Looking for a new coat for the next trip. So that's another thing. Anyone out there making nice coats, let me know. Willing to try it out. I do have one person who says they make wool sweaters, and they're going to send me a sample, and I'm going to try out their wool sweater. I'm going to put it on here immediately if I like it. And I'll bet you I like it because I saw pictures of it. And, I'll bet 99.9% chance that I'm going to like it. Really. Alpaca wool. Here's the stove. All right, so the coat, a little bulky for me. Looking for something a little more packable. And I've had packable jackets, and I've never found one that I like that well. And I have found some that I like that cost a lot of money. And then I actually had one just a couple years ago, and it got stolen in that whole Columbia epic thing where I had one of my Ortlieb bags taken. We're saving that video for later. Beat up and robbed in Columbia. So winter bag, summer bag, you know. I'm just kind of here, I'm just rolling through the winter and summer stuff. And I should be sitting down. Hey, maybe if I sat down. Hey, look at there. Just sit down and do this. This is, why am I standing up that whole damn time? So here we go. Summer bags getting kind of, now there is over here that yellow bags, kind of summery stuff, right? And then the balaclava was using to keep the keyboard clean. We're going to roll that up. I like to roll things up, and or if it's big fluffy stuff, I'll stuff it in around things. As a climber, that's kind of the habit that I've had for, let's see, 45 years now. 45 years of mountaineering. Finally learned how to pack. I'm still learning how to pack, though. Isn't that weird? It just changes all the time. All right, so here we go. Whoa, shit. I saw some lightning there. Jesus. Summer. I'll show you how I stuff all this when I get it all down into like separate bags, and then kind of roll that way. Hope you found your dog there, Lucky Larry. Yeah. Now I end up with extra bags all the time. I take a couple with me. I take them for like laundry, things like that. You just never know when you're going to need an extra bag. Hey, you know, and I'll show you. This is a set. Those two I rolled up are bigger, but you can see they're square, packable little things, and you can, you know, normally on a bike trip, I would just take stuff sacks, but man, I dig these. And like, I'll set that one in the bottom of the small pannier, and then, and go from there. And then like this bag, I can see inside of it. I love this. You know, I know what it is. I know what's in there, but I can say, okay, all right, maybe I forgot to put that other thing in there or whatever. I like that visual stuff. So, you know, that's kind of clothing summer. Now, that doesn't include like some shirts, underwear, socks, right? Smart wool socks. And, but that's kind of that's the shell. And then I have overpants and rain gear. The rain gear. Let's just put this on right now. So I have this basically Bergrasar. And, you know, I got this on Amazon and had really good ratings. And I saw another guy had one when I was touring. And I had a piece of junk at the time. So I thought, you know, I'm going to get a Bergrasar. Check it out. Get rid of that white t-shirt there. But it has the full cover on the back, you know, covers your whole back. There it is. And a nice hood on it. The only thing I don't care for is like, look at the front here. It comes up real. It's a cyclist. You know, it's for cyclists. So you don't want all this down here, right? I agree. But for me, just with my torso, I would have liked to have just a little more coverage in the front. But, you know, I'm getting pretty damn picky. I'm very picky when it comes to coats. But it has the vent in the back and zip pocket in the back. So I like it. It's, you know, it's too warm right now to wear this. But, yeah, I like this thing a lot. I'm going to wear it for a minute. And but it's hard to say the name. You know, that's the thing about me. Like, I want to be able to say the name, you know. I look at this thing all summer and a little bit of last winter, and I still can't remember the name of it. Burger. Let's look at it again. I can't say that. I'm a climber. I've never heard of that before. I'm a, veteran mountaineer. This is all, even I've been doing this for 20 years, cycling, but really maybe 16 seriously, and I'm still learning. But, I do a lot of other stuff too, so it does overlap a little bit. All right, so there you go. That's my rain. And you saw the jacket, right? I wear shorts 99% of the time, even when it's raining. I dry quicker in shorts. That's just me. I wear icebreakers if it's chilly out. I just have one pair. I have two, but I just take one pair of icebreaker. I'll sleep in these things if it's chilly out. They're more like sweats, but they have pockets and they're pretty casual. And I mean, you could actually wear these out, and they don't, I mean, not maybe out to a nice restaurant, of course, but you could wear them. And yeah, they're pretty badass. Let's go back over here to the bike. It's starting to rain again. It's raining again. All right. So I can start packing from here. So I'm going to start packing a couple of those bags that this, like everything bulky into the trunk bag. And I just leave at the back of the bike. The other big bag, central command, goes in there. I'm going to load that up in a second. I'm going to have to go over the toolkit. I'll have to do the toolkit some other time. It's getting dark on us. I'll be done with this, I would say, in the next 5 minutes. I can actually pack all this in about 10, 20 minutes, but I've been talking to you and taking my time. So, okay, now here's how I roll here is that rain jacket always goes in the left front pannier right here. I want to be able to grab that at any point in time that I need it. So, and same goes with a few other items that I'll show you when I start rolling in here. But the other thing, I've got my toolkit, of course, right? But the other thing is I always keep my knife and my multi-tool up in the cup holder. If I have to adjust anything really quick, then I'm good. So we're going to zip up the electronics here and just kind of put it out of the way for a minute. I'm going to finish all this. I didn't have enough time to do all the tools, and I think tomorrow I'll actually have time because I'm repacking all this. So I've got to do it at some point. And so right now I'm just kind of clean up the table and do a few of these last minute things here. So straps, I showed you the strap bag. We don't have to go through all this again. I keep a pack of these always in one of the cup holders up top here, cruising around, touching everything in and out of stores and stuff like that. So that's usually in there. Summertime, yeah, I don't know. It depends on where you are. Regional solar panel, but the solar panel I usually keep up front also when I'm riding, because a lot of times I'll think of it. Oh shit, I should put the solar panel out and charge while I'm riding. I don't have any other way to charge. And so that's when I'm riding, that's the way I do it. I don't have a dyno hub. I'd like to get one someday, but I don't have one of those right now. Okay, zip ties. We'll just go through this real quick since it looks like the computer's picking it up pretty good in my camera. I've got about 3 different sizes in there, definitely the big ones. So one of the things I do, people ask me all the time, what do you do with your bike when you go in a store, a big store, right? Well, I try not to, but if I have to, and even if I don't, just any store, if I'm traveling, I go ahead, and if I'm going to be out and I don't need to get the bikes off for the whole day, because I'll just take extras, I'll zip tie my panniers to the rack. Yeah, you could clip. Somebody could just clip them right off, but it's just a deterrent when somebody's walking by, especially down or in other countries where people just kind of have a way of just grabbing something. Hi, Miss Jana Robbie. Pitch dark in Maine, I'll bet. Hey, welcome. Right on. I'm sorry. I've been so focused on talking, and me and Lucky Larry were talking so much before he went and chased his dog, whatever he's doing. Anyway, yeah, welcome. I don't know if you've been here before, but these are always sort of like spontaneous lives. And I'm back from the Northwest, had everything drying out for a couple days, rode up in the mountains a little bit, came back. Now I'm like repacking stuff. But if you're new here, my name's Darin. This is Tectonic Traveler. Thanks for stopping in. Please give me a like there if you're enjoying this stuff. I know it's kind of crummy footage right now. It's getting dark, but I'm just going through that. So thank you for stopping in. Zip ties going in right now. Now I keep the zip ties in the strap bag. This is all the straps, just a whatever, bag you can use for your straps. I have about, 10 different kinds of straps here for strapping things on the bike. And I have videos about all this. Check out the videos, packing for the trip. I have a few of them. Don't get got. That's a good one. And so, all right, putting away the tools right now because it's little. They're all, it's all little stuff here. And I'm going to do that tomorrow when I'm really actually repacking. I want to do the stuff when I'm really doing it so I can take the time and you can see exactly how I'm doing it. So tools are kind of temporarily, but you can see it's this. That's my tool bag right there. And there's a few other things that are, in other places. I keep this funky other headlamp in here because it's so bitchin', so badass, and has so many different little options that I keep it in here. And if I don't have my headlamp or some shit like that happens, then I'm good to go. I got it. Thanks, Jen Robbie, man. That's so yeah, I remember you. Not a lot of people talk to me, so a lot of times I can remember, when somebody pops on here and just says hello. And thank you very much. It's fun to have people on here. Like I was telling my mom today, I said, it's interesting because I've been doing this stuff, a long time. Started with climbing, and I was guiding, climbing, going to Alaska every year, and then I started this lifestyle, and then YouTube kind of just flowed into my life. And so, like I was saying, YouTube could be gone tomorrow. It's not a big deal to me, but it is fun, and it's given me a sort of a challenge me to. When I was a guide, I had to speak to people all the time, big groups of people, little groups of people. That was my job, to speak to people and to take care of people as a mountain guide, a tour guide, whatever, raft guide, bus driver for the raft company. I had to always talk to people, and I took care of people a lot. During the big expeditions out there on the glacier, I was the leader, and I didn't ever really like being a leader. Never felt like I was a leader. It was just something I was just in the moment doing. And I'm not a team player. But when I have to be, like in some of my big projects, construction or guiding trips, then I become a team player. But as far as like in the, things that happen in society and they expect you to be a team player, I'm definitely not one of those guys. And, but I like to have fun, and I like people in small doses. So, okay. So the tire pump. Yeah. All right. So the deal is with me is I've always had those little, and I know there's good ones. If you're a road cyclist, cycle tourist like me, you probably know a lot more about pumps than I do. But pumps have just always been a pain in the ass for me. And I never realized how important they were until I was doing the big trips solo. And so I got this one, and I just didn't want to be stranded. I was like, all right, and I got to get in and out fast. And this thing, I can step on it. It's got full on huge capacity. It's killer. Just your tires up in no time. Whereas those little tiny ones on, those little, oh, Jesus, no, not doing one of those again. And they break most of the time unless you're smart enough to buy a good one. There are those good little ones, but this is mine. I put it in the bag. I don't have to have it strapped on the bicycle all the time. Like I gonna grab it real quick, right? Anyway, so that's actually, you know what? I keep it right here in the strap bag. Reason being, it's longer and it's got some tools in it. And, see, that's how I am. There's no set way for, like anything for me, really. I do try to stick with the same programs, but things are subject to change, right? At any point in time. And that's the thing, you have to be able to adapt. And as a mountaineer, that's been my whole life, adapting to the changes. I haven't always done well in life adapting, but climbing and all my early experiences in the mountains have helped me adapt. Okay, so back to, man, it is darker than heck out here. Hey, let's get some light going here. We don't have any though. Okay, on the tools are packed in the front, right? But I carry the multi-tool and these cutters constantly, mainly for the zip ties or anything else I might need. And they're up, and I have 3 cup holders up here. And oh yeah, we're down to no light, man. All right, shit, I better get things put away before it gets dark. There's a light window behind me. Not neat. So yeah, that stuff. These little clamps at Harbor Freight. I put duct tape on them. I use those for my tent door instead of those stupid little hoops. I have this little horn, air horn, and pepper spray. I'm going through all this kind of fast because it's getting dark out here. So yeah, I'm gonna lose you guys. Dang. All right, well, let's get this. We'll get this put away and we'll move around here and talk a little bit more. Once I get this put away, I can move the camera and talk to y'all a little bit better. That goes in there. These go in here. Knife up in the cup holder, always. Right up here. That little horn. Pepper spray, cup holder, always. Personal protection. I've made videos about it. Let's talk more about that tomorrow. I'll go through all my personal protection. And I'm not talking about condoms. Talking about stuff to keep you alive. Although I guess those keep you alive in one way or the other. But it'll be talking about all that other good stuff. Bear with me for a second while I stand up and move things around. At this point, it's like just like at camp. It starts to rain, getting dark. You're just throwing shit in the trunk bag. And that ends up being me. This is one of those little pack covers, put over your pack. It's a pannier cover. Whatever. I use it for an organizer in my tent to throw stuff in, laundry, whatever. I'm going to turn on a light. Is there a light out here on this porch? No. I thought there would. Whoa. Oh man, no lighting. All right. See, I don't live here, so wasn't sure about the lighting. Let's see. But we're just gonna get it all put away. Thanks for watching here. All 8 of you there are that's diehard because you can't even see me. But I'm gonna sit down and talk in a minute. Hey, I'm just wondering if anyone has any questions. Hey, you do construction? Mr. Janarabi. Right on. Yeah, I'm sort of I'm still doing it on and off. I'm a project carpenter, but Alaska is where I did it all. Hey, Orvis, what's happening, buddy? Hold on a second. I'm trying to do something here. Oh, that didn't help. Is that? I'm trying to find better light, and I think that's what I got there. No, I'm not doing that. I don't know what the hell that is. Studio light. And here, well, let's just leave that on. Yeah, there's no light. No, I don't have a light, man. The phone flash. This is my laptop. I'll be done here in a minute though, and I'm gonna move to a better location. All right. Okay, this is probably not gonna fly here. All right, here we go. This is sit here. There we go. We're just taking a walk around here. That's about the extent of the lighting here for me. Right on. So, in Maine, do you speak Spanish? Poquito. Estoy aprendiendo lento. See, yeah, the family. So, let me just move this. I got to move this. Yeah, my Spanish isn't that great. Estoy aprendiendo, man. I know enough to get by. Definitely. And when I'm with my Colombian family and friends, it's interesting because they know what I mean, and I can understand them, and that's how I know enough to get by. And when I'm traveling, that much, but I can't just carry on a conversation fast. I'm lost. You start talking fast, and I'm done. I'll just figure it out slowly. That's the only way I can do it. The bike light. Oh yeah, I could do that. That doesn't really do anything. I gotta pack up the rest of this stuff. That's about the extent of that. Huh? That doesn't do anything. No, no bike light. That's probably not what you mean, but you know, there's the bike. So everybody's leaving because it's getting dark. So I get it. And I've been on here for a while, and my battery's starting to die on the computer too. So I'm gonna start wrapping it up though. I sure appreciate you guys coming. I'm not leaving yet though. I'm gonna pack this up and then move over to some better lighting. All right. All right, let's go finish this coffee up. I'm back. Finish up this coffee. I don't know if anyone's still there, but I'm moving over here. Sit here at this table. Look there. That's probably annoying as hell. There. All right, man. Sorry about that. I was trying to pack. It's not kind of stupid to do it live, but I was planning on doing all that while it was light. There we go. Another thing about this is my glasses. That's just kind of annoying, but I'm blind otherwise. Hey, all right, here we are. Orbis. All right, let me get back at here. Let's see, read up here. Hey, let's get rid of that, whatever that screen is there. What the hell is that? I don't want that. That's center stage. We don't. Yeah, there we go. That's more realistic. And then if I look this way, then it's not too bad. The lighting. All right, man. Thanks for watching, you guys. And hey, where's everybody from? Talk to me. There's only Orbis talking to me. I love you, Orbis. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Jane Roby. I think I'm saying that right. Orbis, you're in South America, right? I always get that wrong. I think I'm wrong again on that. I was wrong last time. I said Argentina. Chardonnay coffee. Good for you, man. Well, whatever it takes. This is my some of my Colombian coffee left from my last trip, and it does fire me up. When I moved to Colombia, I spent that whole year there. My first year, I just got into the coffee groove. It was sort of like 2 o'clock, everybody's having coffee, or three, whatever. And so I was like, all right, I'll have a cup. And then I came home that first year, and I was in I was in coffee mode. You know, 2 o'clock, and I don't get a headache if I don't have it. If I don't have coffee, I don't have any problem. Uh, but I do like it, and it doesn't keep me awake. I'm used to it, I guess. So, Lucky Larry, you back? I'm all over the map. Lucky, mostly southbound and back here, and then over to Hawaii. I'll be leaving the bike down where I'm going, probably southern Mexico. I'm going to leave the bike there for a little bit. I'm coming back, and I'm going over to Hawaii. I'm not sure when the Hawaii thing's going to happen. It's going to happen soon, sooner than later, probably. Here's just spring. Yeah, you're in Argentina, aren't you? God, I wish I was there. Wish I was there. I've never been there. Got to come down there. I want to see so much down there. Patagonia is definitely on my list. My climbing partner, since I was 20, since I was 21, we climbed together all over the world. And when we quit climbing together, he went to Patagonia just a few years ago, and I didn't go. He invited me. He was going to pay for the whole thing, but at that time, I was doing South America. I mean, I was doing South America. I was doing Colombia, and I had interest there at the time. I didn't want to go anywhere else, so that's kind of how I did it. Hey, if anyone else wants to talk, or if you're just listening to me chit chat, I was talking a little bit about Colombia. I've had some questions to answer, and the guy that asked me, it was two people actually, I haven't seen on here yet. I'm gonna make a video about it. But anyway, they're heading down, and they're going to Colombia, and they're going to Medellin first, flying into Medellin. So I was just giving them some tips, but I was getting the feeling from them that it was like more about, and I think they were cyclists because we were talking about cycling. If you guys are there, talk to me. I can't remember your names, and I did answer you back, but I've answered a lot of questions on your comments. But they were heading down, but it sounded like more they were in party mode, you know, like, oh, he's asking me all sorts of questions about the whole scene down there in Medellin, and the party scene and the clubs and all that kind of stuff, and the women. And as soon as he asked me that, it was like the red flags went up, and I said, I went private with the guy, and I said, or I just tried to be private, and I just said, you don't even want to go there, talk to me more, email me. And those are the kinds of things I tell people. If you want to know more about any of that stuff, you can email me, and I'll privately consult you on that stuff, because it's worth talking to me about. And just watch the videos, though. All you got to do is watch the videos and hear my experiences and learn how I got all these scars, and how I got, you know, beat up, and why I'm like I am. I travel like I am now, not paranoid, but just very aware, is all because of just years. And not just Colombia, but Nepal, India, all over the place. Nepal, though, is pretty mellow compared to a lot of places I've been. Okay, let's see this place. Best place here is Mendoza. Pretty secure compared to city, really. What is that close to? Is that close to the city? I don't know enough about Argentina. Oh, Mendoza. I got to look that up. I met a guy from there, but he lives in Colombia now, and his name is Herman, but he's Argentinian, but it's spelled German, Herman. And his dad was German, and his mom was Argentinian. Another one of those guys that fled down there. Ah, the 1 million. So okay, I gotta check this out, man. Bitchin', I'm coming down there. I just turned 60 years old, and I'm just touching the surface of South America and the world. I'm not gonna get anything done on this lifetime, but hey, it's a good start. Might as well. Who knows what's left? Aconcagua, yes, sir. Many of my climbing friends and acquaintances and whatever uh, have been to Aconcagua. You're 63. That's right. I think you told me that before. But I think you told me you're not from there. You're from somewhere else, right? You don't have to tell me. Oh, there goes that light. Hey, light, come back on. Yeah, there you go. All I had to do is wave my hand. Wave my magic wand. Let's see. All right, man. Hey, all 7 of you. This is badass. Where the hell are you? What are you doing? And ask me some questions. Sorry, I cuss sometimes. I'm not sorry. Beware. That's better to say. Just beware. And I do cordially thank you for your time hanging out with me. Somebody just left. I lose a lot of subscribers, and I think I might come across a little abrasive, but I'm really not. I'm just kind of being who I am, but I'm not abrasive on purpose. That's for sure. I get told 2 different things: that I'm too quiet or I talk too much. So, which is it? I think it just depends on where you are, who you're talking to, and who's evaluating you. Somebody doesn't like you, then you talk too much. If somebody likes you, then you don't talk enough. Right? Something like that. Anyway, hey, thanks for coming back or coming. Thanks for showing up, whoever you are. Ask me some questions. I don't have the bike over here anymore, but I do need to get it over here and out of where it is right now. So just one moment. Be lost without this thing, I think I'd be okay. I just spent 6 weeks without the bike, and that was pretty liberating. I've done it before. It's not like it's my first time, but it's hard. Where I was, all 6 of you here, I got an interesting story of what happened where I was just last week. Where are you at again? Oh, Mr. Jana, I forgot where you were. You are, but you're out in the Midwest, aren't you? No, I know I'm wrong on that one. It's not getting cold there yet. All right. Maine, that's right, Maine. I got you now. Some of these names that you guys have are hard to remember. Like Mr. Jana Roby or Robbie, I'm not sure if I'm ever saying these right. Orbis, I just say Orbis because it's easier. Lucky Larry's pretty easy, but I notice a lot of them are like really weird and wacky. And but Jana Roby's Jana, you know, it's okay. I guess that's not hard to say. No offense, I'm just saying, gosh, it's sometimes, and that's not bad. Some of them are like real weird and a bunch of numbers in there. 48252 Robbie Boysenberry Pie or something like that. I'm like, what do you want me to call you? And so that's, I don't know, it gets a little confusing sometimes. I have a good guy on here. He's out here all the time, and not tonight. Uh, Bardio Mio. It took me a long time to get Bardio Mio. And hey, Miguel. All right, Miguel. Bitchin'. See, I like names. You don't have to tell me your name, but I'm Darin. I've already told AI and the whole the universe is, this is my name. I'm not afraid anymore of telling my name. You know, and it's just going to be there, right? So something I have to leave behind. It isn't much. So something happened up in the Northwest, and I was staying at a couple of these places where they're like they're not hostels, but it was just a couple of nights. It was sort of like a communal living thing, and my friend runs it, but he wasn't actually there most of the time. And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, this is really cool. You may want to hear this if you're a cyclist, or you know." And you're probably smart enough to not stay at hostels in America or things like this. But I did it because I knew a guy was connected to it. So it's just a couple nights up near Bellingham. I was going to stay at this place, and it's kind of up, and I didn't have the bike. And I was like, I took an Uber up there, and I threw up the tent on this spot. Guy says you can just tent it out here. Where it's like $20, and so and it's something they're just starting up, and they called it something. Now I can't remember, something camp, and and I've seen a lot of stuff, and this was sort of like run down. And I was like, oh, that's cool. There was another guy there who was a cyclist, even though I didn't have a bike. And he thought it was weird that I didn't have a bike and I just had this yellow bag. But he got to talking with me and he was like, okay, this guy's really a cyclist. But the other people that were there were just kind of like, were like living in their cars a little bit, which is, I make a lot of videos about this right now. I didn't film here and I didn't make a video about it. And here's why: because I met some people there and I know one guy that works there. So I didn't think I should do that. But I can talk about my experience there right now because I don't have to name the place. But this is probably one of the best stories I have. And I won't tell the whole story. I'll just go into it real quick. I'm a traveler. I'm Tectonic traveler, man. I'm out in different places and I've been to some weird, shitty, scary, deadly, bitchin', beautiful, luxurious places in my life. But this place was just a camp thing. And the first night I was there, I could hear these people had their kids up there, and they were kids who were just starting school, and they lived in a camper and whatever. You got to do what you got to do. So they had the camper all fixed up, and the kids are starting school, and the mom's like outside smoking like a chimney, and cigarettes, and then all good. And about 11 o'clock at night, here comes the yelling going on, and it was like, yeah, right, hurry up, to yelling at her husband and the kids, and then the husband's yelling, man, and they're all yelling. The kids are yelling at each other. The whole family's just going off, and I couldn't understand what they were saying. It was something about school the next morning or something like that, and it was complete chaos. This is at a campground, hey, all right, this is the families, this is it, American family. And it was Trailer Park Central. Anyway, would have made a great video, but I couldn't really film there and then put it on YouTube. So I could have I could have recorded the yelling going on. Yes, exactly, Miguel. And so I'm not done. Let's have a sip of coffee. It's always important to stay coffeeed up during these conversations. So, anyway, uh, next morning, I don't hear anything, and I hear them start their car. They're packing up the kids, and you hear the door shutting the kids, and then you hear, And then you hear the kids in the car going, "Hurry up, Mom, hurry up." And they're yelling, "Hurry up, Dad, get out of the bathroom." It was classic. And so the kids are ready to go to school. They're all in there, like packed up, got their little packs and stuff. I'm looking out the tent, I can kind of see. And then the mom comes rolling out, raging and ripping it, gets in the car and rips out of there. And it was epic, and just big dusty exit out of there, man. And then the dad comes and gets in his car, and then he leaves with maybe a couple other kids or something, and they're all gone. And then you hear like a couple other people kind of come out. There's another older guy there in his camper, and he's like, "What the shit's going on out here?" You know? And so yeah, and then there was some young couple there. They were kind of like, they were been drinking a lot that night too, and arguing a little bit, and woke up sort of bewildered and a little bit dizzy, and all this kind of stuff. And so everybody's kind of hungover and dizzy and messed up, can't make decisions, running around trying to cook stuff, and everybody. It was like a party there the night before, right? I don't even go into that part. That's for another story. But I'm in my tent listening to this whole thing. And now I used to drink and I used to party and have a good time and stuff, but I didn't really hang around a lot of people like that, although sometimes I didn't have a choice. And so I've been around it and stuff. But I think these people had other problems and more than just alcohol. So they were doing that. Okay. So then the next night they roll back in. And I mean, that night they roll back in. It's just the epic thing going on. Pretty mellow, though. And what I noticed, it'd be really mellow to about like 11 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock, it starts to get heated up, the, uh, it's coming up a few notches at 11 o'clock and midnight, and the dad's over there, and you hear some doors slamming around, and wham, bam, and the kid, one of the kids, the older kid, yelling. So it was epic, and I was a little stressed out because at one point they were yelling so bad, I thought it was going to be someone was going to call the cops, and I even heard the kids say something like that, and shit, like, why am I there? And I don't have my bike. See that thing behind me? I don't have it with me. I was about ready to call an Uber and just go down to a hotel. But I was killing these 2 nights before I went up further into the mountains to stay at this other place where you saw me making the videos these last couple weeks. If you see any videos in the last few weeks with green behind me, that's in the Northwest, because now I'm down in the land of the tumbleweeds. But anyway, so the next night, this other guy rolls in, and he's pretty cool till about 10 o'clock at night too. But he starts to join the party, and then a couple of guys start fighting, and it's just a verbal disagreement about Trump and Biden, and it was getting lit, man. And I was like, oh, here we go. Now we're talking. And one guy was talking about how he'd been to jail, spent some time in the slammer and stuff like that. Just stupid shit. And so I decided that I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to stay at that place again. And my friend who works there, I feel sorry for him. I told him, man, I feel sorry for you. This place is a dump. And he goes, yeah, I know. He goes, I'm sorry. Great guy. Anyhow, sure appreciate all you watch and listen to these epic old stories. I've got a lot more than that one. But I don't know. I might pack it up here soon. There's 5 people watching, and I wonder if anyone has any questions. And I'm not in a hurry to leave. I could sit here for a while, and I could actually even get another cup of coffee. But right now, I'm thinking I might pack up. It could rain again on me, so that's my biggest excuse is to probably. Yeah, you're right, Orbis. Miguel, ubiquitous. I stayed in my tent very quiet during those 2 nights. People probably wondered where the hell I was. But I sure appreciate you all coming in, and give me a like here. If there's really 6 of you there, hit that like button. I'll stick around a little bit longer if you'd like. If you're all just kind of watching me and getting bored, I'll take off pretty soon. But give me a like or a comment, I know, Miguel, that's not fair. You've been talking to me the whole time, Mr. Jana, Roby. But I might wrap it up here if I don't see any more questions or everybody's kind of ready to. I'm sure a lot of you are getting tired. It's getting late out to where you are. Thanks, man. Sure appreciate it. If you haven't talked to me yet, tell me where you're at if you feel like it. And if you have any questions about me or what I'm doing here and what the hell the purpose is of me even being here. And I think I figured that out. I don't wonder anymore about who I am or where I am or that old question. I wonder, why am I here? You know, Now, that's a good one to kind of get over because I don't think there is a real answer to that one. Cheers, man. Thanks, amigo. Thank you so much, man. Dos y sueños. Yeah, it's late there. Sleep good, man. I think I'll sign out here too. Oh, look at there. They're shutting the lights down on me. Let's see here. Hey, look at there. The wave the magic wand, and we're back online. Buenas noches. Amigo, next time, it's good to be back to see you, hear you. And hey, if there's anybody here listening who wants to come on here live with me with your little video picture on here and have a chit chat, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to have some topics, questions, Q&A stuff, but also I have a couple of topics like the one I did yesterday about weird things found on the side of the road. And a couple people wanted to come on and talk about those live. And I think it's better for people to tell their stories instead of me telling your story for you. So if you feel like coming on here, now I know how to get you on here. All I got to do is push the button. You got to push a button, and there you are. And I'm sure you're better looking than me. And you can come on here and show everybody your beautiful face and story. Tell your story. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to do in this day and age with the technology, facial recognition, and all the weird stuff that's going on, digital ID. So anyway, I don't really care, but it is fun to watch. Yeah, I bet you do. If you're walking, see that's the thing about isn't it funny how everything slows down from the car, go to the bike, and you see more, and and then you have people that walk, and people that walk like my friend. I have a really good friend, Art. He wrote a book about walking across the country. Art Brown, and I forget the name of the book, but it's Art Brown. He walked across the United States, and but and then you really see stuff. Then you're actually standing on things. You're not just riding over it anymore. You go from driving over it, riding over it, and then to walking over it. And if it gets slow enough, you may be even sleeping on it or laying on it, or crawling over it at some point. Hopefully, not anything too bad, though. That's the way I feel about that. But yeah, I find weird things in the road, on the side of the road, off the road on another road that's been connected to that road, another detour. Weird shit on the road, and the shit gets weirder and weirder when you get off other roads that are paved and stuff. Although it might get weirder on interstate. Interstates are if you have to ride on one, it gets a little wacky because shit's metal and shit's flying off trucks, springs, weights, cables, chains, links. I don't even know. Thank God, knock on wood, I haven't been hit by some of that shit, but I've ran over it, had it caught in my all sorts of stuff in my derailleur, in my tires, in my chain, metal, found a trek. You found a trek. A bike? You found a bike? I wish I could find a camera on the side of a good one. Hey, I'm looking for a 360. I'm looking for a good YouTube camera. If anyone knows out there, uh, or you want to sponsor me on my PayPal, Darin Dunn 123, and contribute to my new camera. But that's not necessary. I think I have super chats on here, but again, I tell people that's YouTube money. They take money out of that, and then they give me some down the line whenever I have enough accumulated. But thanks to YouTube anyway, I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody who's ever done that for me. But I'm trying to save up for a camera. The bike back there is going to go on the adventure. I was going to get a new bike, and you never know, that could just come up overnight, right? A new bike, but uh, I think it's the camera right now that I need, obviously, and I can get rid of this lap. I mean, I film from the laptop without my glasses glaring at you all the time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The camera, and but I have I have just about everything I need. I got this new computer now, which is an Apple. It's perfect for editing. And then once I get the new camera and another iPhone, I don't want an iPhone, but I got to get another one because I break them and they get stolen from me and things like that. So yeah, it just depends on where I am at the time. But I had the insurance on the iPhone, but they don't like me anymore. I've had too many, so now I got to buy it. I've had to buy the last one because they only cover me for the one. So anyhow, hey man, all six of you. I wonder who you are, where you are. It's like a mystery. You're all mystery people out there, Or it could be my daughter. My daughter's watching me. Maybe my dad. People that just don't want to say they're watching me, but they're watching me. It's like that old song, There's a few of them. But anyway, well, I hope you are watching me. If you are, and I hope you're enjoying this stuff and the adventures along with Tectonic Traveler, cruising along. Got more stories for you, and I think I'm gonna sign off and go eat a bowl of ice cream. So I'm in this. By the way, before I sign off, uh, I lost a lot of weight traveling. I usually do because I don't eat much, and bicycling. I'm like burning the fuel constantly. So, but in the winter, if I start eating too much, then I got to back off. But right now, I feel like here's how I feel like right now. I could eat, and I'm not saying this is a good place to go, but what happens to me after a big bike trip or in the last couple of days, I've been riding pretty good, is I want to go to Denny's and sit and have two Grand Slam breakfasts. Most unhealthy breakfast you can have, right? But I'll eat two of them. I'm not kidding you. I'll eat two full breakfasts. And I only weigh 145 pounds. I weighed 170 pounds last year. Uh, and I just, quit drinking milk so much, things like that, cut out a lot of dairy. And, that helped a lot. But I still drink all this stuff. And like I just said, I'm going to go have a bowl of ice cream and make up for, whatever lost time I have there. But thank you guys for joining me for this cup of coffee that's now gone. And I will talk to you. I'll probably come back and finish the toolkit tomorrow. And I still have the tables out for repacking stuff. And I don't think it's going to rain too hard. So I'll be looking at you guys tomorrow. And thanks, Argentina, Miguel, Ohio, all you guys, wherever you are who are watching me, who aren't talking, not telling me where you are. Just thanks for coming. And please hit that like and please and subscribe. Make sure you catch all the stuff. Go back and watch some of the new videos. And we'll be talking at you real soon. Thanks, man.